Hello, and week 5 of the Swiss Random Forest Tournament is upon us. We have a race here between Paratroopa and Pleco. I'm Furious K alongside Mako71 with Neo on the tracking side of things once again. Hopefully you're in for a treat just as we are, because I think this is going to be a pretty close race between these two. I've seen the times that they put up, and I think it's going to be a pretty competitive one between these two opponents. What do you think, Mako?
Yeah, absolutely. So did a little digging, just all the numbers I could, and these two have never faced each other head to head. But Para's been in the community a while, comes around every tourney season, always puts on a good show. After a 1-3 record, I'll tell you, these Swiss rounds have been crazy. And Pleco, one of our newer community members, and has been really improving recently. So look forward to the matchup.
They have been allowed to start the race, so you're going to see it in about 6 or 7 seconds here, it appears. We'll see where they start, and we'll see how easy it is to get off of the start screen. Well, that's pretty easy.
Oh, and a nice medium there to get going. May want to save and update that to save your money. But both will like to keep going. We'll see. We've got Wizrobes on the overworld.
Yeah, I mean, if we get mugged twice here, we probably just bail on the entirety of it, retry, and go again. But for now, they're going to, at least, I think both are going to try and go towards Death Armos.
Yeah, it makes sense. You've got a number of open caves here, right? And I think a couple tournaments ago, we automatically started on that home screen, and seemed to be the consensus. Get that Death Armos. If you don't, depending on the resources you got, you may elect to up a save or continue around through to the Deadwoods up to the grave. So we'll see what our runners elect to do. His Para does head up toward Death Armos.
Yep.
Good job of those Gibdos.
Yeah, Paratroopa has been a tournament casual with us now for the better part of at least 9 years. I think I've seen her races pretty much since back, I want to say almost in like the random percent. Maybe it was even the tournament before that. I remember the first random percent seeing her name on it.
Oh, and Pleco takes a death on Death Armos, and there is the Woodsword Cave.
Yes, Rick has even made mention that it was the inaugural tournament that Paratroopa was involved in, so it would help if I read chat first. But yeah, that Death Armos screen is sometimes deadly.
And and Pleco elects to not go back up there, and you see that sometimes it's the one screen that you miss ends up being the item you're looking for. Not always lost, though. She may elect to continue from here, either go back up there or work her way around the Dead Woods.
Yeah, I wonder if she's going to try to screen wrap over here, go to the grave, and enter from that side.
Yeah, I think the Wizrobes might have gotten in her way of her initial plan, which is that one-off cave down in the Dead Woods, but Para's elected to go up north now from start to Vanilla 1. Yeah, the Wizrobes are going to impact our runners here a bit, as Pleco is in fact in the cemetery now. And we get to take any heart. We don't know what white sword item will be today, but it's anywhere between 4 and 6 hearts, as Mags is the standard between 10 and 14. Our runners do not have the chance at a free blue candle this seed. You have to buy or pick up a red one, buy a blue one or pick up a red one somewhere. As Pleco decides not to buy those bombs, must have heard me, because she's going back in and getting her bomb pack for 10 rupees, which is very reasonable. And Para gets her candy drop from a red Wizrobe.
Still on that hunt for that Armos item. I think that's probably one of the plays that we see the most often on this overworld setup, because there's not as much heart shuffling around. It is still shuffled, but within the dungeons, with the exception of the Coast Heart.
not at the Gray Marmos, but it does get some more money. And again, a very healthy 40 for the medium. The runners should be, depending on the order they hit the repair charges, should be in decent shape with that nice FD medium as we find level 7. And don't know how far Pleco plans on going, but that Patra's definitely going to be in the way if she tries to go up. Does see a Triforce, probably the best thing you could get other than a free floor item in a 7. And it's a Triforce on the board for Pleco.
It may opt to look at the one remaining open room. I don't know that I would personally go too much further, but we'll see what happens.
It looks like she's going to go ahead and bail, and if she does head down here, getting pretty good at her screen scrolls, should see her go into Death Armos, and... or not.
See, this spot's really difficult to route in. It's often called a forgotten spot. It's more or less, to me, the I don't want to route this in spot.
Yeah, there's a couple like that. That, and honestly, it seems like the river spot one screen to the right are two spots that I tend to skip over quite a bit.
Yep, the worst spot for me for the sword to be is Vanilla 1, just because if you don't have the candle, which in this flag set it's a little bit more difficult to get, I tend to just skip that until I get to that point. And, you know, if the candle is somewhere really disappointing, then it may take me a bit.
Yeah, and Para's up to 52 rupees, Pleco at 50, finds an any road, we'll see where she heads, and very close to your start screen, so helpful to get back up to the northeast. Well, just as close to the start screen, so not so good to have two that close to start, but... and gonna have to do the block clip in. Nicely executed. And an entry to Death Mountain. So all in all, I'd say 3 of the 4 are pretty good. A little redundancy close to start, but... and Para finds level 7 as well. If she tries to take out this Patra, you know, you got a key door there, so likely gonna bail on, well, gonna bail on 7 altogether, so gonna miss that Triforce, which was one room into the right. We'll see if and when she elects to route that back in.
Well, the quickest way to go back is go to 9 and see it's 8 Triforces or something.
There you go. You know, we've been having a lot of fun with that this tournament season. The variable entry into 9, anywhere between 5 and 8. Our runners will not know that information until they find level 9. And, well, there you go. We've got a level 9 sighting. And it's a 5.
All right, we ready to gamble then? As soon as I say that, of course, we're going to find the coast's item, and it's probably going to be like silvers or something that make the gamble nothing.
Yeah, we'll see how both runners choose to handle this as Pleco finds level 5. I mean, certainly you're going to start making some decisions on those larger dungeons unless you just are getting completely blocked or the combat is a bit too difficult. Pleco doesn't have beams here, so not going to be able to pull off that Kaneki.
And I think Paratroopa got that timed perfectly. She had 76 rupees, now has 1, but has that candle. And that was a silver, so there goes the gamble.
There you go. Let's see what's on the coast. And we've got a red ring. Both our runners would really enjoy having that. Not required.
So level 9 items are on the overworld.
And we find a level 8, so starting to get the larger dungeons out of the way. And tougher combat as we see the Blue Dark Nuts take over, and Pleco's about to head in as well. So high 5 here. and sees a ladder block, unable to do anything because no offense yet on Pleco's side.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say both runners are going to be exiting this dungeon pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think so. You got a potential Goma issue there. You've got blue Dark Nuts. It's early game. Par already knows the 5 Triforce requirement and Silver Arrow knowledge. I don't know that you're in here long, given the enemy set. Potential ladder block, potential Goma block. As we see, Pleco is out and back to start.
Yep. What's interesting about that dungeon, I don't know if you noticed it, but they entered on the overworld from the left side, and we saw that Goma with the shutter door south, and the wall down there doesn't open. Whenever I see that, I always kind of sort of think that there might be that right side staircase there. So I'm wondering if we got like a transport or perhaps a item down there that's awaiting our ability to shoot the Goma out of the way.
Yeah, very likely. I mean, obviously, it doesn't follow the same dungeon requirements as a 1 through 3, where that wall would have to open unless it was a right side or Zelda's room, which it can't be because of the shutter door. But I'm with you. Well, obviously, they're not going anywhere until they get a bow. I try to sort those out, no matter what dungeon. If a wall doesn't go to the left bomb-wise, I start thinking it's maybe a right side staircase.
Yep, I mean, Par was the only one that had that bomb pack, so she could have maybe bombed left of the Goma, but I think leaving was still the right play in that sense, because you don't want to waste the bombs when you have a chance to maybe clear some more overworld. We still have a white sword item, we still have small dungeons out there.
Yep. Yeah, Pleco's not going to be happy when she realizes she died on the wood sword screen and was having trouble trying to get the screen scroll and elected to not complete it to Death Armos. So now she's going to get information. I did a race last week where one of our runners didn't have a sword until 28 minutes in, and they did win that race. So it's not the end of the world. You're still gaining knowledge, but you do feel a bit handicapped as you stumble into these dungeons and can't really progress. And we got a level 3 close to start. Pleco taking some deaths far from start. Nobody wants an overworld death. When you're that far, it does sting a little bit more. She has not, because those 2 any roads by start are under a burn bush and power bracelet, and she hasn't found any of the others. She doesn't know that there is actually a quicker path to get up there until she gets up there.
Alright, looks like a fairly easy Triforce to get to in level 3. It's just 1 up and 1 left. I think Paratroopa might go right first. She's still looking for an item in here. Might be this room, or it might be on the floor.
Yeah, these guys are never fun. They're never fun early game. You have to... I think you told it to me after one of my races. Sometimes you just slow down a second. They're not the hardest enemy in the game, but if you try to bum rush them too quickly, that's what you're going to get. Very quick with those boomerangs.
Yeah, especially the blue. The red are not programmed to lead you as much, it seems, but the blues tend to lead. So if you kind of juke them, like you go forward as if you're going to go into that column, and then you back up, usually you can get around them.
Have a segmented level 3. Yeah, and it was smart by Para to use she had 7 bombs. Go ahead and use that bomb to thin them out, and thankfully they did roll down, so a single bomb did take out several of those blue Koreas. Pleco gets the level 9 entry news.
So mostly looking for a ladder and bow. We may also want a few more things, but those 2 appear to be the key items so far. Of course, dig doggers could create some havoc. Any key could be helpful. Combat upgrades, defense upgrades, that sort of stuff, all helpful. But based on the dungeons so far being available, I think we're okay as far as overworld blocking items are concerned.
Yeah, with on 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9, I believe. I mean, so technically you're one away from the minimum to be able to get your Triforce requirement, because one of those 5 we found was 9.
Yep, but we have, I would say, what, half the overworld unexplored or untouched, maybe even a little bit more. So starting to feel good about that number.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I think at this point, what you're hoping for is you don't, you know, as we know, a lot of times these seeds end up going by way of the ladder blocks, and you know, you don't want to start getting into some of the smaller dungeons that they definitely want to dig and find out that, you know, the ladder they need to get through them is buried in 7 or 8, so.
Looks like Pleco was thinking about saving her money for the candle, but with no bombs and some potential spots on the way to the, not the next 2 open caves, but perhaps the 3rd open cave that she could route in, I think it's a good idea just to have the bombs to uncover some of that.
Yeah, and I think she's, I checked the waterfall, I didn't see, actually, it was on Paris side, and whether or not Pleco checked the waterfall before the top of the waterfall, it's a good strategy if you, oh, okay, it's a door repair, she didn't check it, good. I typically go up first, and if it's too trolly, you know, then abort mission, so you don't lose that free check below.
Yep, just gonna use the bomb pack that you bought and check some of these spots. I think that may push her back towards the cave she missed earlier via the death, which could be a good thing. I mean, if the wood sword is in that white sword cave, you're just a very unhappy camper, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. When you see what's trolling you up there, and she's going to go down to this cave down here. She does have the bomb to get the extra check taken care of, but yeah, I keep thinking a couple of these deaths are going to steer her back to that spot, but Para's going to find our staircase item, which is a heart container. So, Fury, you want to tell our viewers how the inter-dungeon heart shuffles work in this tournament?
So, there is a chance that the second item in here could be a heart, but if that's the case, it will be the only time, as it is a shuffle. As we find the bow, I will stop and say that much.
There you go.
But we have it so that the staircase item and the floor heart can swap places in the dungeons in this flag set. So, unless the coast heart is the item for that dungeon, you will only find 1 heart in a dungeon.
And Para's got a ton of knowledge at this point. Bow, silvers, you know, that level 2 isn't that far away if she chooses to go down to the Dead Woods. It kicked Pleco out, obviously still with no offense. Para does get up to the 6 hearts, so guaranteed to be able to pull that white sword item, unless she should happen to give up a heart to a mugger.
Alright, this time I think Pleco's got it.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling, but again, there's a lot of time left, and we'll see how she chooses to route this now. It does have a nice size wallet at this point. Can go and buy that blue candle if she probably will soon. And Para's into level 7 and should get happy here if she goes right and gonna get that free Triforce.
We're gonna see what's left first, which won't take us long.
I believe that's 2 Patras.
Yep, and then I think we won't be long for level 7 here momentarily.
Yeah.
No, gonna try, but can't bomb, and that'll be that. I think given the fact that you have bow and silvers, given the fact that now you have 2 Triforces and a good chunk of dungeons seen, probably not worth digging this until the game tells you to.
And we'll see, she's not heading up to Death Mountain. Does have that any road to get back up there. Kind of a nice spot for an any road, to be honest. Kind of gives you a gateway to the to Death Mountain anytime you choose, or if you up A from start. Picks up her 7th heart, and Pleco's going to go ahead and get that candle. Nice offensive advantage too with the silvers. Not going to help with the dark nuts in the dungeons, but and I imagine we'll see Pleco probably take another chance at that. Maybe not. Okay, she's going to do the Q27 spot first. She elects to go into that level 5. And is not. Likely trying to find some more, do a little more overworld exploration. It's a dangerous screen. And Power decides to bail. Likely gonna find that level 2 here. I gotta imagine she's heading west.
Yeah, I think that was her intention. Just got stymied by the direction she chose first.
Yeah, there's that safe spot at the top of the screen, but it's really not setting her back at all to go back to start and work your way over.
Pleco, meanwhile, on one of my favorite screens for Red Wizard to spawn on, where they incrementally kind of come in.
Yeah, the rapid fire. You hate to see it, but this is going to send her back. She's going to find level 3, and providing... I don't know about key, if she's going to have key issues or not. Should be able to pull her bow out of here. That'll feel good.
I believe you need at least one key that the dungeon doesn't give you. You can pirouette the first one out of the way.
You're going to find that troll room that you think is going to be the push block.
Yep. And I believe it is, it's just not the type of push block staircase you want.
No.
Looks like Paratroopa might be making her way to the fairy fountain just to make sure she can get all the deadwoods knocked out. So I think that will make it pretty easy to get to level 2, even with all of the things going on. Hey, there's level 6 here too.
Yeah, and Pleco didn't have the candle when she was over here, so I found this.
Nice use of bomb there, got the wall and got most of the red Gria out of the way. Gets the map. It's not as left aligned as it usually is, but
no.
It's still big. Daring the on-stream math to say it's 29-ish rooms, as we do find that Triforce in 3. I think Pleco probably still going to go back. It's small enough.
I was told there'd be no math during this stream, but okay. Potential push block here in level 6 on Parasite. Gonna go ahead and take those stairs, see what we get. And finds a heart container. So loading up on hearts. Help you stay alive. Up to 8 now.
Still a ways away from Magical Sword, which I believe is on the south coast. Don't know that Paratroopa has made her way there. Pleco has.
Gets the map, so she's going to know the path again. I think she may have a key issue. I'm not positive. The good for her doesn't have the compass, or it should continue to, well, it should continue to send her up to the bow.
Yeah, well, she has the Triforce, so she knows.
My bad.
Yeah, she has that bit of information, but this will.
She forgot she had it too. There you go.
I think this is the only key door in the way. So if you burn this, I think the next room is a bomb wall, and then after that, the room, I believe, is going to be available to her. Although, if Paratroopa had a... No, there's one more, so she does need a key. So I believe this is a staircase of the heart, in the next room, the bow's on the floor, so that's going to be unfortunate.
They're unable to progress north because of the key door. Maybe able to go around here, and looks like she can. It's a key, and Pleco has dead-ended in level 3.
So
Gonna go back to that transport. Check
I
those
think-
two rooms.
Yeah, I think there's at least one more room she could get into up there. I thought maybe she'd seen the other one, but hopefully it has a key for her sake, otherwise we'll have to root for her to get back in here at some point.
Doing a good job with combat. You know, a little rocky at the beginning, which is always the case when you're on just a few parts, but obviously those silver arrows really helping as well. A little surprised she's elected to continue to dig out this 6, but she doesn't know that 2 is a couple of screens away.
Alright, Pleco found a key south as red candles in 6 apparently. So now just looking for that Triforce. I think maybe just trying to get to 9's Triforce requirement in this one.
Yeah, and I sometimes you do this and it works out, right? You find an early try, and sometimes you're in here for what feels like 15 minutes. So, see if this is the successful play, or, you know, obviously a ladder block here. See, you should have to burn a key to hit the coffee mug handle up there on the left. So, we're gonna pull out here, and I agree with that.
Pleco, meanwhile, burns the last key, gets the bow, and is out of 3.
Yeah, gotta feel good. Again, both runners getting that bow and silvers this early into a seed.
Well, I've seen more than a few veteran runners run themselves out of rupees with the bow and arrow, so that's the one danger to having it this early, is it can kind of stymie your ability to build your rupee count up to a sizable enough number where you can get some other things you might want or need.
And level 4. So we've found all but 1 and 2 so far.
Well, I think Paratroopa may find 2 here momentarily,
Yep.
but yeah, 1 is...
Oh, 1, I'm sorry, yeah.
1 is MIA, that is for sure.
Yeah, I've only mentioned 2 a couple of times, yet I forgot we had it, so it happens.
Yet there's many things I would like to forget, especially yesterday, but the game will keep on recurring, you know, we keep coming back for more, so here we are.
It was a great clear. You know, just gonna leave it at that. I had not fallen asleep when I saw that dig.
See how deep into 2 the item knowledge is for Paratroopa. Gonna have to... Nope, I was gonna say gonna have to burn the last of her keys, but never mind. Found a way around that.
Yeah, and for Pleco's sake, you know, again, the Triforce is even. You know, I really don't want to say she's too far behind. Para's got a little more overworld knowledge. You know, if I'm the runners now, I'm looking for a ladder, just because it typically does come into play. And I'd say whoever does get that ladder probably have more of a, maybe a solid lead.
Look at this level 2.
Got the one-off segment. Pez candy off there to the right.
I would say that Pleco is the beneficiary of Paratroopa digging 6 and only getting a red candle out of it. As long as Pleco can avoid that dig, I think that's going to help out quite a bit. Unfortunately, we're out of bombs on Paratroopa side, so she'll have to come back later.
Yeah, one runner's out of bombs, the other's out of keys. So, I mean, you bring up that point about the money, and it's not an issue yet with our runners, but, you know, it can be as you're slinging those arrows, as we do see a Chevy room here at 4.
Thankfully, this Chevy room is not impeding progress directly.
No, still going to be able to get that Triforce if she could burn it. Well, she could. I don't know. I've seen anybody do a Kanana off a Goma like that.
I mean, on that door, no.
Yeah, not a left-right door. Yeah.
I've seen the easy one on the south door. That's about the only one I think is even possible.
Yeah, agreed. So yeah, not going to be able to get in there because of the key and Chevy room blocking the Triforce. I think you probably count. May get a key drop here. Or no, it was a standing item I thought in here.
Yep, there's a bomb pack, but I don't think she's seen the room to the right, so could go right and see if there's a key there, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. And one hit on the blue Lionels. Nice.
Yep, both the Blue Guerrilla and Blue Lionels have rolled into that one-hit category with either a bomb or a silver arrow shot, so that's always a nice little bonus to get.
Yeah, for sure. And Para's back in level 2 with bombs now, so she's going to be able to pull something out of here.
Yeah, this is no surprise to me, as we do find a wand really quickly in here through a bomb wall. But yeah, can now potentially get to that Triforce. That's really the question you have to ask yourself is, do I want to burn the key now to get to this Triforce, or do I want to save it and come back? It's not super easy to get to because of Wizrobes, but it's also not super far from start.
Yeah, I think the allure of the 5 Triforce entry, I think she's probably going to go ahead through here. Would make sense to me as well, but...
Oh, we don't need to burn the key, but we need to burn a bomb and gotta kill Leon, so I had it wrong.
Yeah, so... the wand's going to help here, but not always fun with a block in the middle of the room, but she does have potion. It's a smart move.
Yeah, I mean, if we get ladder at any point, the value of these potions probably goes down a little bit.
Pleco assessing the any road situation as Para's going to pick up that third Triforce.
Maybe looking just a few more rooms, hoping, well, another heart, another key. I don't know how deep I'd go using bombs to try and find the extra resource, but we do get the old man at the end and tries to take your stuff.
You are one hit on the red Lionels, so it does get the heart.
Yep, that'll be a Triforce number 3. As one runner would say, we're now only 5 hearts away from Magical Sword. It is, of course, 10 to 14, but it does like rolling just a little beyond what you've managed to get to.
Yeah, I'm surprised if it pulls at 10, just like I'm surprised when I get a seed where a Zol does not die, or dies to one hit. Like they're always splitting these days.
I think Pleco is on her way to potentially seeing level 6 for the first time. Knowing level 2's around the corner, I wonder if she'll elect to dig very deep into here.
Well, it looks like we have our answer. We'll see if it's just a poke or gonna dig this out. Let's get a key there. Extra cash.
Oh, I did not see that the first time. I perhaps missed it. Looks like our Hungry Snake is in level 6, so that takes one item we have to purchase off the board.
And Big Secret 115, so Para's got some good cash again.
Yeah, that we know doesn't work via Paratroopa's entry and digging of the 6. We know the transport and the item staircase are a little bit further on.
Yeah, Pleco pulls out here. I agree with this decision. Again, you know 2's right around the corner. But not heading toward it. Para's back over in the forest, the western half of the forest, taking care of some bushes.
You know, we're almost back in the same situation as before. One runner has no bombs and keys. The other one has one less key in all the bombs. So we'll have to see whose resources hold out.
Yeah, the resource management can be huge here, and you know, I agree. Pleco did, you know, like that to not use those bombs in 6. And get really trolled in a 6, especially when you know there are smaller dungeons out there. She got the key to get the try out of 4. As Paratroopa goes into level 8. I like this play. You've got 2 items in here. I don't believe she has seen level 4, which is on Candle Row.
Yeah, we can kill this Goma now, so if there is a right-hand staircase over here that transports us somewhere that gives us new rooms, or even gives us an item, we're pretty happy about that. Nope.
Oh. Game has jokes.
Well, unfortunately, we are done here for the moment. We need bombs to get into any other potential rooms. So I think might avoid coming back there for a little bit. I would look around a little bit. I would probably get bombs and go to Death Mountain and see if I could walk into one, or in Paratroopa's case, level 4, as she has not seen that yet.
Yeah, I think she's going to try this 5, and this makes sense based on its location. 5 tends to, famous last words, you know, have some keys in here as well, could help on some resources, and may be able to do a bomb upgrade. I'd hesitate personally with the bomb upgrade because of the silver usage.
I think it depends mostly on what it rolls. If it's down the 75 or 80 range, might be a little bit more doable than, let's say, an upwards roll where it's right up against your rupee count.
Right.
One of them is gone via the leave your room. So 2 old men left in here that could potentially be the bomb upgrade. I think with that leave your room being here, there is a small chance that both of them are level 7 now.
Pleco, unfortunately for her, did not find that wand prior to stumbling onto the Gliok. Doing a good job. Smart play being on the right side. We know the Gliok favors the right with the hitbox. About 4 or 5 more hits here. Just don't want to get frazzled. When you take your first hit, it seems like that's all it takes with the Gliok. At least me, it knocks you a bit out of your rhythm, and next thing you know, you take 4 hits in a row.
Yep, at least she got through it. Sometimes that's just my struggle, even if I have a decent run going at him. I don't know, just bane of my existence. Well, no sooner did I say that one runner had a couple of keys and the other one didn't have but one, and now we've role reversal.
Back.
One runner has bombs galore, but no keys. And the runner that had bombs now has 2 keys, but also is about out of bombs.
Yeah, she's gonna level it up here, and you know, I'm gonna say this is a good race. Both runners have had some unfortunate but valiant deaths on the overworld, but leveling out now. And we'll see. Pleco's gonna go back in, likely be able to get that wand, and she'll be happy to see that, but not the item you're looking for at this point, which again is typically the ladder. We don't know that they're going to face a ladder block that's required, but you like to have it.
Yeah, it's like double value because you take one of the biggest remaining blockers out of your way, and on top of that, you also get the red ring for your trouble because it's the item on the coast.
Exactly.
So would definitely help with some combat. Although the wand, I don't think anybody's going to play too much about. I would tend to agree with you that ladder was probably the hope.
Yeah, the other part to this that I don't know, I find myself, and I see a lot of runners forget about as well. We've still got the white sword item out there. And Death Mountain largely untouched. And Pleco's heading that direction. I don't think she's going to go into 7, given the Patra. So we may see a little of Death Mountain if she continues on this route.
Yeah, with knowledge of 5 and 8 being out there, I think that really would devalue the dig of 7. Although, if she digs 7 and it's the ladder, then suddenly you forget everything I said, and I totally said 7 was worth it.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend going in there. She's going up to the mountain.
Or the Any Road, maybe.
She may be trying to get into... maybe trying to head to level 8. I don't think she's going to try for that spot she missed at the top of the waterfall. Yeah, she's going to 8 or 5.
If ever there was a time for a vanilla white sword item in a white sword cave, this seed would be it. It is a lot more doable than it originally looks. You can get most of the Wizrooms to get off of that one line. And with a candle and maybe a fairy fountain visit and a little bit of patience, I think both runners can get there. With 7 hearts, you candle boost down to 6.5. You can take 3 shots as you run across. Paratroopa, she's got even an easier time of it.
And each runner's, just reverse order on a lot of these dungeons. They're getting all the same information here. Pleco's gonna, looks like, maybe elect to find another path here in 8. And Para is a key short from being able to pick up the try here in 4.
Yeah, I feel like Paratroopa tried the majority of these bomb walls and she couldn't get any further. I still feel like this is one of those rare 8s where it's either segmented or perhaps the old man is blocking the potential walkable path so that it stays connected.
Well, true to form, following Para earlier, Pleco's going to go ahead into level 5.
Yeah, this is one of those seeds where, again, I did preach patience to you a while back, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. At 42 minutes and having to turn around and leave a lot of dungeons so far, this is why it's important, I think, to not get too wound up about how it's going for you, because a lot of the times your opponent's probably going to be in the same boat as you.
Yeah, more so than ever right now, because they're literally doing all the same things. I suspect Pleco's going to be in level 4 when this is done. Now, she does have the key to be able to get that Triforce, but yeah, you're right. And, there's gameplay, there's practice seeds, and then there's a race, and sometimes your mind, forces you to go a little faster or less patient than you should.
I don't know that we found this bomb wall, but it's not really helpful to us directly. And, 3 keys and no bombs versus 0 keys, 7 bombs.
Yep.
Both of them wishing they had the other one's resources right about now.
Yeah. And I know that the tea room in 5 tends to drop an item, tends to drop a Triforce a lot, but obviously She can't try to find a path to get underneath it to come into the main entrance, and there's a dig dogger in there, so that very well could be the try. We don't know. As Para exits 4 without a key.
2 key Monty at this point for Pleco. She's got 2 doors she knows of. Both require a key. Which one do you burn it on, or do you bomb up first and then decide?
Yeah, looks like she's she's trying to figure that out as well. Knowing you only need 2 more Triforces. I agree with this. You see if you can't find that Triforce. I probably saved the other key for 4.
I believe that was a bomb force. It looked like she was counting that out when she dropped the bomb on that group.
He told me ahead of time to make sure I call out a bomb force, and you beat me to it. So there you go. Likes to not grab that heart with their arrow. And gets a Stalfos instead. We're going to get a map. Oh, well. At 3 segmented dungeons. 2-5.
Yep, 3. Yeah, we had level 3 as well. We have a level 1 sighting in the midst of all of this. And thanks to Paratroopa for leaving the dungeon so I could see where it was, because I was not paying attention to that screen. I saw the map and it was shiny. So now just, what, the White Sword Cave, and that's it for overworld exploration?
No overworld blocks thus far, other than potentially the White Sword Cave, yeah. Doesn't happen often with a mixed overworld, but I have a feeling that White Sword item's going to be blocked by something. Yeah, the other thing I'm noticing too is Pleco has not been using that wand, and Para is. Sometimes runners do forget they have the wand. So losing some time here because of weapon choice. And Para out of keys, out of 1. And we'll see where she decides to go. She knows she's key blocked from 4. So starting to run out of options. Did get the Triforce out of 1. So 1 more dungeon left. Knows the Triforce location in 4. Knows she's key blocked. Might actually be looking to buy a key. And does. Go ahead and take that any road. It's going to put her 1 overworld spot from level 4. And we're going to see her go in, and no fear, I think we're going to see her in 9 here shortly. Without keys. But you see runners, when that happens, myself included, you tend to take more staircases just to work your way around, but 9 can give keys too, so we'll see what happens. Is like Pleco's going to be going into the transport in 5 and takes her all the way to the top. Does have her 1 now, and Para's going.
Maybe looking for a little bit of money or some White Sword item. Check just to make sure. I'd feel real bad if the ladder was right up here and you passed on it to go to 9.
Yeah, let's see what Pleco gets here. And it's going to take you over to the segment. Yeah, I don't. If it was silvers, I would do this. If it's just, you know, you haven't been ladder block yet, I could see both sides to this. Let's find a hint shop. Need to book for the hints in these flags. Try and get some bombs here, or not. Yeah, it's gonna put her on the doorstep of 9. See if she tries to maybe get a bomb pack here before going in. I know it was, I believe, 10 rupees for the bombs.
I think we might see another attempt to get onto that white sword cave here.
Yeah, and for Pleco's side, again, biggest thing she could get here is a ladder. Yeah, she's right next to the red ring on the coast. Para does finally get that. Oh, well, got her 10th rupee for the bomb pack and gets door repaired. Oh, both heart containers in 5. Thank you, Neo.
Rip the dream.
And 51 minutes in, and we've got 3 zeros of resources for Para. Tough. Could still work out. You just need 1 rupee. Let's see where she elects to go.
I think I might farm a bomb pack or 2 on the overworld enemies, and then I think probably take a save and head to 9 to see what we can do with it.
Yeah, it looks like she's doing the save here now. I'd definitely do a hard reset, though. I think you've got, yeah, I mean, you've got gift those right here. Maybe get that first drop global, 40% chance. And I'm kind of convinced in this 5 that Dig Dogger is hiding the Triforce. And we're in level 9.
It's either going to be hide the Triforce or the compass, what do you think?
Yeah. Not sure she has many rooms left.
Oh, it's in the segment according to Neo.
Oh, so okay.
Not blocked, must be the compass in the T room. So we're looking for the shutter door that doesn't open unless we've beaten Gan. We're looking for a potential room that has a roar going that doesn't have an Aquamentus. We got a number of bosses. And there's the roar. It's going to be north or west. Actually, it's going to be north or east, excuse me. And we don't have bombs, so we really want this room to drop one. We're also hoping for no rooms with moats, and we don't have enough keys to get into this dungeon or bombs, so gotta leave.
Yeah, and those of you in chat that want to see chaos, I'd say Zelda in a Chevy room would be the chaos you're looking for, because it's going to send Para on a chase of where to go, and she is resource starved from key perspective. Most of the dungeons left. Quite honestly, she is key blocked in, or ladder blocked, potentially in level 8. Of course, there's always the Patra that you can deal with in 7.
Yeah. You know, I'll be nice. I'll say we'll get the shutter door that opens to the south for Paratroopa. She'll walk in and be the tea room with the door on the south side for her to go find the entrance to. That's one of those trolls that ends up potentially not being a troll, but sends you into a whole lot of panic mode.
Yeah, it does. It does. Now, for Parasite, she does have all the dungeon location knowledge. Pleco still has not found level 1. So, I mean, there's comfort there that if you do get kicked out of 9, she, other than the white sword item that none of us have seen, she at least has options to go to. And a lot of Pleco's options are... Well, she's going to go to 4 here, likely, and at least I would think, and grab that Triforce, and I would immediately take the transport to 9. She'll have no keys either, but she will have bombs, but she's proven me wrong as she's going north.
Yep, she still has Death Mountain to look at for 1. I'm going to find a potion in this taking 1, which I agree with. It's better than the 20% play at Mags for sure.
But as Chat's pointing out, she needs to get the try out of 4. Yeah, she knows exactly where it is. She knows that it was a ladder block from the bottom and a key door to the left. Or from the right.
Yeah, here's the Eastern DM play. Well,
now,
I mean...
Again, could be.
I was going to say, we don't know. Paratroopa has not been to Eastern Death Mountain, so this could be the answer to the White Sword item, or it could be blocked. The worst troll, of course, would be a blocked item, and we can connect this. It would be a blocked item, and you have to go get said blocked item because it's a ladder. That would be the worst case.
Good job with the Kanana. Always difficult when you've got the traps in the room. Good job, Para.
Yep, I might clean this room out and bomb the south wall and go running northbound, although you could run into a key. That'd be unlucky.
And just more money on East Death Mountain.
So I would bomb south here.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, the good news for Pleco, I guess, is you have money now to buy some things, specifically keys if you need them.
Yeah, and the keys are reasonably priced if she's marked them on her tracker. I think it was 73 rupees.
Ooh.
And no, he's above. He's going to try and go up and around, perhaps. Maybe get a resource here. Nope.
Looking for a key, really, I think. Paratroopa doesn't know it yet, but Chet knows it, that there is some money available on the overworlds to do this still.
It's the fiber. It's the fiber on the Koreas.
Yep, Chet is pointing it out that there's not going to be a ladder in here. I think the best case scenario item for Paratroopa to find in here would be the any key.
Yep.
A second place item, I suppose, would be the book, just for Zelda's location potential.
Yeah, or White Sword, maybe. I don't know how she is with Ganon. I think she's used 1 potion already.
Interesting purchase by Pleco, opting into the blue ring. I don't normally dislike this play, however, we know there's not a lot of money left, and if she struggles to get the resources maintained, it could be bad.
Yeah. I don't... I'm not sure why she just went into 6. She's 1 key door from the Triangle in a 5 Triforce seed. But we shall see how this works out. Actually, she may not be able to progress in here because of the key situation, to be honest.
The worst case scenario would be to burn the last key on a door in here and not really get anything out of it.
Get the map of 9.
Looks like we're almost minus 2 entire columns.
Yeah.
Barely have some.
So 40 something. That's we're gonna leave it at that. I don't count.
Oh, well, I think I would be setting up a Kananaki here for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quietly up to 44 rupees.
Oh.
Alright. Pleco, get your art and leave.
Oh, we have a Zelda sighting, so book is no longer relevant. Oh my goodness. There it is.
There it is.
That is absolute jackpot for Paratroopa.
As Pleco just burned her last key in 6.
And I think we need... Oh, hey, look, we found a floor key now. They exist, everyone.
That's kind of how it works.
Alright, can we go left or is it down? Might be down, might be left. I don't remember which one it is. Oh, we're going to find out in a minute.
Yep. Maybe not.
Well, there is the banana, which, even if you're a fan of it, it's not getting picked up at this stage. And Gan was...
Oh, 1 hour 45... 1 hour and 45 seconds, we've got our first cannon sighting.
No moat here, so we're safe for now. Looks like Teapot is team left, whereas that is not Teapot. Ooh.
Careful. Yep, good call. Good call.
So the Teapot lock or the hands near the chest are going to be team left, and everything else is right. Getting the dance, at least.
Good job, Para. Good kill. And she knows the path. So the moment of truth is going to be coming here shortly.
Circle moat, Chevy room. Won't be a T room with where it's located. Right side moat. I think that covers all the bad ones. And now enough health to get there even.
Yep. I'm gonna take out the Gurias with the silver arrows, and we're gonna see a door open. And what are we gonna see? Ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs in chat with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 39 seconds. Your race winner, Paratroopa. And it looks like Para's in the setup here. We're going to get her pulled up to the broadcast booth in a second as Pleco has decided to forfeit. And welcome to the broadcast booth and congratulations, GG Paratroopa.
Thank you, GG.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, when you went in that staircase and the Iniki was parked there, how happy were you?
I guess that's a 10. Sort of. Though that I did know that I was going to have to fight Ganon with green wood and blue potion, which I wasn't happy about. I was like, oh, I don't have an excuse to leave now. I have to do this. So, like a 9, I guess.
Welcome in Pleco as well. GG's.
GG.
GG.
So you notice the item tracker is it's pretty bare. I mean, there's not a lot that we got to see in this one, just because of the items that the two of you managed to discover early on.
But yeah, once Bo is in 3, it's like, well, I would really like to get ladder to red ring, and obviously I want any key because there are no keys in this seed. But
Yeah.
I don't know how to get. I really don't know how to make any progress in 5, 6, or no, not 6, 5, 7, or 8. I just couldn't make any progress in. I don't think I got the item in 4 either, and then 1 was key blocked. I found that at the end. Yeah, I have no idea.
4 and
Fury
8, I'm
called
pretty
it
sure
out.
were ladder blocks.
Yeah, Fury
4?
called it out. You guys were swapping back and forth the entire seed that we would look up, and one of you has 3 keys, no bombs, and the other one has 8 bombs, no keys. And then 2 minutes later, it's reversed. You both were doing a lot of the same routing, getting kicked out of 8, getting kicked out of 4 from the Triforce room that was key blocked. So resources were tough. Parrot, you had no money. You had no keys and you had no bombs.
Yeah.
And had a path to 9. It was like, oh my gosh, that is like the worst feeling.
I actually decided to just explore Death Mountain at that point. I think it's like with I got some rupees and I could at least buy bombs. I found nothing in there, so that was annoying. I had to just kind of farm for a little bit just to get so I could buy bombs, just so I could go in at all. I think I went in with like I don't think I went in with much when I first went in there though. So I was like, well, we'll see what happens, and then nothing, and then. Yeah, I had. Oh, and the 9, I had that really nice Kanana key to get into the west part of the dungeon, which didn't really lead to anything, except a staircase that led up to the north, which led up to Zelda. But I could have Kanana keyed in that blue Gorilla room, and I forgot. And I was like, oh shoot! Like that was the moment where I was like, oh shoot! I could have blown this right now. I could need to go south of that keyhole. My only hope is that the staircase leads somewhere else in the dungeon, or that will lead to any key. And there it was. It's ridiculous. And that was where Zelda was, too. Just absurd.
Yeah, I see your comments in the race room chat. Pleco, I know you had some key issues as well, prevented you from getting the try out of 4. Your first time in.
I think I mismarked 4, because I have it marked as just ladder, and I was like, huh. Well, I won't go back to 4.
Yeah, we were wondering about that.
That, in the end, I think was really the only turning point in the entire seed. I think had you marked it as key blocked, I think you both enter 9. I wouldn't say simultaneously, but within a minute or two, probably of one another.
Yeah, for sure.
Now
it was the Goma room. It was a key door to the left would have got you into the Triforce. It was a Chevy room below it. Both of you got kicked out of there the first time because, of course, there was no keys and no ladder, which we don't know where the ladder was. We don't, as Fury said, we don't know where a lot of things were.
I had to go back and replay this seed. I have to know where stuff is. I have to know where the ladder / red ring was. Like, I really want to know. I really want to know. Because that would change the seed a lot.
Given how free 7 was, I would not be shocked if something was there.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could also be in 1. I never got deep into 1 because I was key blocked out of it. I would have gone looking.
I was going to say, the other thing that's missing is the White Sword item is still outstanding somewhere.
Yeah.
We have complete overworld coverage across both runners, so it is blocked somewhere. Where exactly? Nobody knows.
Yeah, I didn't get the power bracelet or the raft or the recorder in this seed, so it could be behind any of those things.
Yep, and it could just be the ladder. I mean, if you go in another dungeon and you get an item that opens up some checks and you happen upon the White Sword Cave and the ladder's there, that could also be the shenanigans outcome. However, thankfully for you, Paratroopa, there was no right side moat in Zelda or Circle or Chevy, whichever.
Yeah, that was still a possible danger there at the end, but I got lucky and ladder was not required at all.
Yeah, this seed could have got another 45 minutes if you stumble on that ladder, because you don't know where you're going at that point, right?
Zelda's I didn't have any key though, so that would have
You would have
saved
been
me a lot of time.
Yep.
I can actually get back to the dungeons that I was stuck in. I would have gone back to 1 if there's a Chevy room. And that probably would have, led to something at least.
Yep. I think if you watch it back, you'll see it wasn't that you were step for step with one another. It was that you were kind of doing this dance of one of you was in one dungeon, the other was in the other, and then it was swap. You swap it up, and we see the other in the, in each other's the dungeon that you were last in. So it went back and forth like that, I think, almost the entire way through. The only exception was, I think that the Pleco probably did not get the wood sword as early by a decent margin, unfortunately. So that might have put you a little bit behind going to 9, but I still think you would have made it there pretty quickly.
Yeah, no, I died on that screen. I was like, well, time to check everything else.
That's rough.
But you probably would have, if the key door, if you would have gotten that Triforce in 4, you wouldn't have gone to 6, where Paratroopa had so much fun walking around taking the scenic tour for the Red Candle that you found right as the dot done happened, I think.
Oh, God, yeah. Seeing that, I was like, well, shoot. I was kind of hoping that was going to be a ladder.
Yeah, I ended up not getting the Triforce in 6. There was still some stuff I could have explored, I think, but I think I was running low on keys and just couldn't really... I was like, I don't really want to go back there. I have the item. And this is a 5 Triforce seed, so let's just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you both played really well, and again, if you go back and watch those first, I'd say 50 minutes or so, it was interchangeable. The overworld was really difficult to get going when you're low on health and no offense, and getting hit by whiz ropes left and right, and the rapid fire spawning on some of those screens. But yeah, I'd say up until the very end there, Pleco, you elected for the blue ring, understood the purchase, thought you were then going to turn into level 4, and yeah, you would have been joining Para in level 9. But again, good race, and you both played really well.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah, GG.
That was a weird one.
Yeah, it definitely was.
We got to see
I'll take that over the 2-hour scenes, so...
We got to see some fun tech out of it, too. We got to see bomb forces, kinetic keys. So, fun times.
Nice.
Yeah, kinetic keying on that trapped room, that's always tough, Para. You did a good job.
Yeah, I timed that one perfectly. I was really happy with that.
Very easy to get bopped by the traps. So.
And it was important, because it did lead to that staircase that led to where Zelda was, so that was good.
Okay, so Paratroopa, you're going to be heading to 2 and 3. So week 6, you win, and you're in to the upper bracket. Pleco, you're going to go to 1 and 4. Have a chance to go to 2 and 4 next week, and anything can happen at that point. So wish you both very good luck next week in your races.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, good luck.
You too.
Yep, just taking a look at the standings. Actually, Pleco's got a reasonably high tiebreaker as well, which is important. There will be some 2 and 4 advancements there, so with a strong number so far, I think you're double digits as it stands. So that puts you near the top of the group there. So you never know.
That is good to know.
So I believe strength of schedule is what they went with the first one. It's the one that's visible on the standings page if you look at it. Speaking of that setup, though, we do have the volunteer page there as well. I can take a look and see what channels and what matches are ongoing so that people can head that way if they want. Let's see here. As it loads, SpeedGaming, it is Angel FM and Sidetown going at it. Kennedy and It's a Starman on SpeedGaming 5. Zarnax 42 and Hio 24, the battle of the 2s and the 4s, over there on SpeedGaming 2. There may also be a match still ongoing on SpeedGaming 3. It's about an hour and 15 into that start time, so you may catch the end of that between PBQ, and Nick has a game. So all 5 channels running Zelda 1 Randomizer at the same exact time. We got a little bit of good luck and a lot of good matches all at the same time. With that, though, I think we ought to say farewell to the viewers for now. There'll be more matches tomorrow. I see a bunch of them. No idea on a handful of those channels, although I do see one already populated. So if you're in the mood for more Zelda 1 Randomizer after this evening, don't worry. There's plenty more in this week 5 of Swiss. Yeah, thanks again to Neo for tracking for us. Mako was a blast.
Yeah, for sure. I think this may be the first time we caught together. So definitely played each other a lot, but don't remember joining you in the booth. It was fun. And yeah, we'll see everybody probably in the chat later this evening with all the various races or tomorrow. And enjoy the Z1R. There's a lot more coming. Another week of Swiss after this, then on to the very exciting bracket. So thank you, Neo, and thank you, Fury, and GG's to Para and Pleco. We will see you again soon.